I'm Sarah Hashim-Waris from the Los Angeles Times newsroom. Bakersfield police are investigating the death of an 87-year-old woman who died after a woman who identified herself as a Glenwood Gardens nurse refused to administer CPR, saying it was against the facility's policy. Authorities are trying to determine whether any criminal wrongdoing occurred in the incident. I got some insights earlier from Times staff writer Hailey Branson-Potts on this developing story. Tell me about the police investigation so far.
Bakersfield police began a formal investigation of this incident Monday. They said they had received no formal complaints about the facility or its handling of this patient. However, they just want to make sure there was nothing criminally wrong in this case. They're investigating whether there was negligence in its handling of the elderly woman or abuse or any other factor that could lead to criminal prosecution. Right now the investigation is still preliminary, but they do have 2 detectives dedicated to the case.
And what about the fire department's incident report? What can you tell me about that?
Well, I got a hold of the fire department's incident report yesterday, and what it says is that the facility, Glenwood Gardens, was refusing to initiate CPR. A fire dispatcher spoke to a staff member at Glenwood Gardens and begged her to begin CPR, according to the 911 tape. The incident report does say that a do not resuscitate order was not present in her paperwork, and so paramedics on the scene did initiate CPR when they got there. And by the time an ambulance arrived, she was on the floor and she had no pulse and she was not breathing. The fire department says that its dispatcher also followed protocol and that dispatchers several times a year do guide people through CPR, even if they don't usually perform it.
Now, the public reaction to this has been extremely strong. We've got a ton of comments on, your article on LATimes.com. What can you tell me about some of the sentiment from the public?
People have listened to the 911 tape. The Facebook page for Brookdale Senior Living, which owns Glenwood Gardens, is filled with comments now from people saying the company should be ashamed of itself. The company has a staff member who's a murderer. They're very vicious comments. The company is saying that its staff member did follow policy. There are several licensed facilities within that campus of Glenwood Gardens, and the one where the woman was an independent living facility, which is not licensed to perform medical care. It's essentially an apartment. So there's a lot of controversy over this case.
For more on this story and other headlines, be sure to keep up with the Times' ongoing coverage on LATimes.com.